He has been asking me to do this in each video, so I will do it, but first I will put the context. In this reality, Titan Ape has the ability to create titans using their spinal fluid. The Titan Warhammer, colossal, armored, attacker, female, jaw and quadruped ends in Marley. The founder flees to the walls and the beast is hidden and passed from person to person until reaching Grisha Jaguar, who gives it to Eren. Everything happens like the original story to the part where Eren is in the wadding of a titan and says, "I will kill them," then it becomes the ape. Eren walks killing the titans with his great strength. The part in 2. The martial arts did not serve him as the original story because of how deformed and disproportionate his arms were, but just by giving a blow the head of the titan hit the other end of the wall. Mikasa was going to kill herself when she is saved by the ape. What is that? A titan covered with hair? It's huge, says Mikasa. Mikasa is picked up by Armin. Armin thought they were lost when Mikasa says, "No," he observes. Then Eren on Titan says, "I'll kill them." Everyone is surprised that I can talk. But since he only repeated one sentence, he didn't seem very intelligent. They use Eren to save their companions. They take the gas and when they leave the headquarters, they see that the Titan is evaporating and from there Eren leaves. As in the original story you would be asked, is it human or Titan? They would fire the cannonball and Eren using a partial Titan would stop her, then Doc Pixis would arrive to use Eren to cover the wall. But he falls asleep when Armin wakes him up. Eren gets up and talks, "I covered the wall." As we know, the ape is so strong that it can lift large rocks without much effort so when I cover the wall, the server C Corps would not have arrived yet. They would have taken Eren to trial, where like the original story, custody would have won Levi. Then they would experiment with Eren, where Eren reminds her father to mention something of the spine. When they were eating, Eren mentions that he thinks he can turn people into titans by injecting his spinal fluid and then screaming. No one wanted to offer. But Hange-Zoe does it. He injects himself and nothing happened. Then Eren screams and turns Hange-Zoe into Titan. That was a disgusting act for everyone present. The Levi squad goes against Eren and they ask he to return her to normal. Eren screams, returning to Hange normal. Although Hange had some memory loss. Then they wondered, could I turn pure titans into humans? They did more tests and it was time to go to Shiganshina. On the way the female titan appears and falls into a trap, but screams and is released, later reappears. Eren was going to transform. The Levi squad tells him no, do it. The 4 members of the Levi squad were the only ones who had taken Eren's serum until then and Eren had to convert them only in case of death. When Annie kills her, Eren despairs and screams, turning the agonizing bodies of the Levi squad into titans. That they go against Annie. Eren is launched and among the 5 titans beat Annie. Note: Hange-Zoe must be very far from Eren to prevent something from ruining the mission. They take Annie out of her titan and are surprised that she is. Eren couldn't do anything to her. Eren screams, turning the Levi squad back into humans. They take Annie to the Rose Wall and put her in an underground prison where they interrogate her, but she refuses to speak. Just then the news appears that titans are in Rogoku. Mike's squad along with Reiner, Bertoldo, Connie, History and Inori going to do the evacuation. When Mike arrives he separates and confronts the titans, but looks at a quadruped titan running like there's no tomorrow. That titan ignores me. How abnormal. But is he being ridden? Mike calls his horse and walks away from the area, when while riding his horse he is derived by Pickle. From Peak he goes down Zeke in human form and asks him what that weapon is called, with which they jump from one side to the other. Mike is intrigued. Peak grabs him, so he can't leave. Then Peak takes Mike's 3D team. Let me go, Mike says. Zeke says, okay. Peak let go. Peak jumps to Mike, but without his 3D team Mike takes his horse and runs away thinking that Zeke controls the titans. Zeke goes in another direction. Then when the squad Mike was at the Upgar castle, they are attacked by Titans. Reiner, Beto and Ymir leave the castle and watch Peak climb the wall. Surprising the Titans who were heading towards Peak, turn their eyes and attack the castle. Does Zeke look like, because two changing Titans ignore us to go to the castle? Unless there are changing Titans in it, authors note, they would be less Titans than the original story because several of them fell asleep because it was night. Zeke transforms into attacking Titan and Hobby and you touch the castle, until now with nothing. Ymir becomes a titanic jaw and faces the Titans, but lose. That's when they arrive from that end. Eren, Mikasa, Armin, Sasha, Levi, Hange, Erwin and Mike. This is because, as they beat any Levi, she didn't twist her ankle and Mike met them after running away. Reiner says, I can't waste time here. And he becomes a Titan, removing Ymir from the rub and putting it in his mouth. Eren sees it. He was going to become a Titan, but Levi says he doesn't notice. Mike's squad is in the hospital because the longer he has spent inside the Titan and the more damaged his body is, the memory damage is worse. All there they were perplexed that Reiner is the armored. Beto wondered what Reiner planned. Reiner climbs the wall and runs into Zeke. Levi climbs up the wall and jumps. Reiner gets in the middle. Levi sees that he can't cut the armored Titan. The others go to where Krista and Connie were and tells them what happened. Reiner is the armored Titan. Hange look, as we supposed, but and the other two Titans that are up. Mike also goes up and realizes that it is the same quadruped Titan that I take away from the 3D team, so he approaches and tries to hurt him, but the quadruped Titan jumps, moves away. Levi stops training with Reiner, and goes down. Eren gets furious. Reiner, traitor, bites and becomes an ape Titan and starts climbing the wall. Mike is almost grabbed by Zeke, but Mike goes down to where Eren was climbing the wall, when the quadruped Titan reappears and screams Berthold. Berthold is cut and, with an explosion, leaves everyone unable to see. Pike then takes Bertoldo, Zeke, Reiner, Ymir. Eren had all four limbs occupied, so Pike arrives on his back and rips it off. Although several members were burned, they go after Pike because of Pike's resistance. They didn't stop at any time. The server core arrives with a lot of Titans. Mike arrives and cuts off the leg of the quadruped Titan by dropping and releasing Eren. Levi grabs him. Reiner becomes a Titan, went after Eren, but the Titans retain him. Reiner throws them against Eren. Krista approaches Pike and yells Ymir. Ymir awakens, becomes Titan and jumps, takes history with his mouth. Then he looks at Reiner, and says, they owe me one. Take a peek. Zeke and Bertoldo interrupt Reiner and take him out of his Titan, and take them away. Why did you interrupt the switch? Reiner says, and that's how you thank me, says Ymir. Ymir tells them that she was never on the side of the walls and that she took Krista because she knows something that could help them. Besides that, from that moment, if she didn't save them, with wounded Pike they would have been eaten by the Titans. Zeke, he says, okay. Reiner asks if they should go for Annie, to which Zeke says Annie can take care of herself. They'll stay here and wait for her to arrive. I owe you this, says Zeke to Ymir. Eren and the rest of the server core return without Rice history. When they arrive they are attacked by Kenny Ackerman, who kidnaps Eren. When they take him to Rod, they ask him where this story is. Who is she? Rod tells him that Lens is Crystal. Eren tells him that he died. Rod says that there is no point in explaining to Eren why he does this, so he injects the serum and becomes a regular Titan to eat Eren. Eren is almost eaten when the serve core arrives, and Rod becomes a Titan, but since he was an abnormal Titan he went for the anti-personnel squad. Kenny injects the Titan serum and dies. Eren is saved by Levi and the others. They make a coup d'etat. Darius Zaki rules and technology advances are allowed. While all that was happening, Annie escapes from her prison and arrives at Shinkonkina, where she meets with Zeke and tells her about Eren's power to turn Eldians into Titans. Zeke thinks that he does not control them all, only to those he creates. Eren and the others prepare to go back to conquer Shiankina. And they make a strategy. Erwin convinces the newest of the Sruver Corps. This is a suicide mission. After this your mind will never be the same. Some who wanted freedom accept. When they arrive in Shingankian, a rebel of the military police is injected with Eren's spinal fluid and the armored serum that he removed from Rod and plugged the wall. Then they put themselves in a position surrounding the wall. Then on Armin's advice they start looking for the warriors on the wall, finding a Reiner. Levi cuts the back of his neck and Reiner transforms. Reiner then begins to climb the wall for the horses. Becomes a Titan beast. Reiner then goes down to fight him. Annie comes out of her hiding place and goes down loading the horses, so several members of the Sruver Corps release the flare. Erwin says, "No idiots yet. We only have 2 of them." Eren screams, turning the insiders into Titans to go for Annie. Reiner runs to Eren. Eren remembers that Erwin told him that the pieces of wall thrown with force should be enough to destroy the Reiner's armor. Eren plucks pieces of wall and shoots them towards Reiner by knocking him down. On the other side further back, Zeke was riding on Peak and tells Ymir that it is time. Ymir comes out of the barrel, becomes Titan, and is going to kill the Titans that surrounded the wall. Ymir just thought, "I do it for history. I do it for history." Although Ymir faced the Titans, the Sruver Corps beat Annie. Levi pulls her off if Titan, then they hear that Reiner on the other side screams. Zeke takes Beto and throws him. Beto goes to Shingankina flying, sees that Reiner is collapsed and with all the armor shattered, so he transforms from one, killing all but Eren. Armin, my house. Jean saws Sakani and Haynes the Colossal walks now to help Annie. Eren shouts, turning. Those around Shingankina around to go for Beto, but they don't do much to him. They just hinder you. On the other side, Ymir kills the last Titan. Remaining Ymir, Zeke and Peak against the Sruver Corps. Eren throws rocks at Beto's head, but the steam melts them. Eren's Titans try to grab the Colossal, but with one kick he throws them to the other side of the wall. Annie crystallizes on the other side. Go for the attacking Titan, says Erwin. Ymir runs and says, for you. Ymir throws him for Erwin. Levi deviates and cuts the tendons to Ymir by making her fall before he kills Erwin. Zeke throws stones, although as the attacking Titan does not have the strength of the ape, they would be smaller rocks. Mike appears and defeats Zeke. Zeke is saved by Peak. Mike follows her. Levi sees that several are dead, but not all like the original story. Levi and Mike and those who did not die follow Zeke. Peak grabs Ymir. And Ymir becomes a Titan again. Reiner gets up, but is defeated by the Sruver Corps and his new weapon. Lightning spears taking out Headless Reiner. Ymir and Peak climb the wall. Ymir saves Reiner. Peak went to Eren. Eren makes a position to hit and Peak dodges it. Zeke touches Eren that his father has brainwashed him. Zeke sees that Levi and Mike are already here and Eren screams. The Titans stop bothering Beto and go for Reiner. Ymir goes up and takes Beto. The Titans that Eren generated follow the warriors. When they were far away, they go to the basement and discover the truth of the world. When they leave the basement, Eren shouts to bring the Titans wood gender, but apparently they are already dead. They return to the walls. They give reports. It tells the truth of the world in the newspapers, and it was time to exterminate the Titans. Prisoners and criminals are turned into Titans to face other Titans. After exterminating them, they go and reach the sea, and that they see ships arrive Marlayanos, and Eren faces them. There Yelena reveals herself as a deity to Zeke and shows the Marleyan culture to the walls. They make diplomatic relations with the nation of Azuru. In Marley they return empty-handed, but since Zeke owed to Ymir, he moved influences and Labia, so he convinces the military that Ymir is on his side. History is taken to a cabin where they interrogate her and take information from the government of the walls, although she unwittingly escapes her that she is the king's daughter. So it has real blood. William Tiber thinks about whether he should go and force her to have children. Ymir listens to that conversation and knows that they will force her to have children anyway, so he goes where history and convinces her that King Karl was the villain of history and would be the best. History thinks, "My father doesn't want to try to kill me. No one on the walls loved me and I had to pretend someone I am not." The only person who has not understood has been Ymir. Ymir is with Marley and history accepts to be the mother of future Eldian warriors, but wants it to be by artificial insemination. Thus the 5 children of history were born. Zeke didn't like that at all. And so the 5 years passed. Marley has won the wars until one day. A terrorist attack by Eren Jaguar occurs. One day that the Tiber family had gone on vacation, Eren attacks. A group of players arrive in a zeppelin and jump out of it. Eren screams, turning them into titans. The same ones who hug with Liberio, killing adult women and children. The warriors face them. Zeke pretends to go face Eren, but the titans apparently eat him. Ymir knew that he no longer owed anything to Zeke, nor he to her if he did nothing. They were with Zeke in their hand. They get on the same zeppelin and go to the walls, leaving the players turned into titans to distract them. Once returned on the walls, they are failed. Although Erwin did not like that Eren did it without informing before sacrificing several Eldians. It's Zeke, so they separated. Note: Gabby and Falco did not sneak into the zeppelin because there were no Jiristas who did not become a titan. There in the walls the custody of Zeke is given to Levi. Eren is imprisoned only as Punis. Punishment. Zeke tells his version of the facts. The Tiber, upon learning of Eren's attack, organizes a festival to gather allies and attack the island. The months pass. Eren escapes from his prison. Zeke tried to escape from his Levi, but it didn't come out. Eren arrives in Shiganshina and with his group of players encloses Mikasa. Armin and others, included Erwin, and a basement approves of noise. Then Eren watches the Marleyan Zeppelins arrive in front. Eren shouts, converting the players and other titans. From the zeppelin come Paco and Peak that face Eren. And so far this part, what will happen? What will happen next? Write it in the comments. Bye.